They wanted Joakim Noah in the lineup. They've got him, and we're off. Spain in the white, attacking the basket to our right, going up against Le Bleu. And an early turnover against Spain and against Marc Gasol. Charge to Marc Gasol. Now Boris Diaw dumps it to Joakim Noah, and he goes up for the dunk.
Hey, he's not going to shoot 40% if he gets that deep and finishes like this. That must be such a big confidence builder for him.
Well, Spain struggling against that French pressure early on. Ferron Petrus guarding Rudy Fernandez, and Pau Gasol out for the three, and Boris Diaw with the rebound.
They'll take that, won't they? They'll take Pau on the 3-point line. I like the matchups that the French have come out with.
They've got Pau Gasol on Boris Diaw, and Marc Gasol guarding Noah. And it goes to, oh, look at the pass to Diaw! Boy, it's a team that looks like it knows exactly what it wants to do.
Well, it's doing a great job attacking areas where Spain are having problems because of the matchups. The matchups were going to go one way or the other in terms of one team having a problem.
Juan Carlos Navarro, and of course, who else? He can immediately just change the momentum.
Hey, Nicolas Batum went underneath that. Underneath, you know, can't do it. He's got to chase him. I know that might mean he'll end up with a floater, but he's got to chase him. He's got to stay right on his hip.
Pietros turns it over now. Calderon over to Navarro, and he pulls it back. Fascinating encounter. A dream final in every sense of the word. Pau Gasol in the lane, and now Spain take the lead.
All about Navarro, though, wasn't it? Little penetration. Nice little hole for Pau Gasol.
Got a feeling a few people that support the red, white, and blue in the United States are watching this game, and they just saw Ferron Petrus go up and score with his left hand.
But that's 6 points from a foot. The French are just going straight down the gut of that Spanish defense, and at the moment, it's far too easy.
Calderon just loops it in to Gasol. And the reason I made that point, Mark, is because obviously the United States are likely to end up facing one, if not both of these teams next year at the Olympics.
Well, if they face a Juan Carlos Navarro in this sort of mood, he'll keep any team in any game.
Parker penetrates, dumps it to Joakim Noah. Boy, they're getting some open lanes inside. The doubles.
I know it's the end of a tournament, and you know there might be some tired legs out here, but well, France have got 8 points, and they haven't had to shoot the ball from outside the circle at the moment.
Navarro for three. Pau Gasol kept it alive, gets it back. Now Calderon, his shot gets only rim. Now France. Joakim Noah and Calderon. Not sure that would be the first option.
Not that early in the shot clock, especially after the start they've had, where they've really attacked it every time.
The dump, and Marc Gasol fouled by Petrus. I thought maybe there was a chance we would see Serafin in that starting lineup again.
I don't know if his experience, unless they wanted to waste him a little bit, I don't know if his experience would enable him to deal with this situation with the two Gasols, but
whereas Petrus does have the experience.
Yep.
He's been with this national team for France for a very long time.
And Spain run a lot of stuff where they look for it high-low and a lot of screens for the Gasols on the inside, whereas any switch between Diaw and Petrus is fine. They're the same sort of size, they can switch, even though both of them will give up a size disadvantage. So I think it's a really good call by Coach Calais.
Makes just one of two, and Noah almost didn't come down with the rebound, but he did.
It's when we get into rotations from the bench, you know, how well will Traore do when Noah has to sit down?
Batum gets his shot blocked, but Parker chases down the ball. 4 on the shot clock. He knows it. He pulls up. That's Tony Parker. And a push by Pau Gasol means France will retain possession.
Number 4, Pau Gasol, the first personal foul.
Pau Gasol will want the same call down the other end because it was just two guys going up in the air. There was some contact.
Batum came flying in behind Navarro. Looked like an alley-oop pass was coming, but Tony Parker puts up the J, and the ball batted out to Tony Parker.
Pietrus and Noah are working hard on those glass, and that's why they've ended up with this another option to go again offensively.
Batum for three, and Gasol with the rebound and fouled by Noah.
See, I don't think the Gasol foul or the Noah foul were fouls. Again, it was just effort on the glass.
Boy, how many knocks has Noah taken? A tough call against Noah. How many knocks has he taken? He's got that bruise there underneath his left eye.
I tell you, DeColo's in the game guarding Fernandez, and they've lost Pietrus' defense. So DeColo, I know he's good offensively, as we see that stat about how good Spain are offensively and assists and points. But DeColo's got to play some defense here.
Well,
and he starts by doing that.
Yep, right on cue. Nando De Colo comes in and steals it away. Diall. And to Noah. It's well short. Calderon looks up the floor. I think people, well, as you see Calderon put up the three. I was just about to say, people haven't really remembered how significant he was to this Spain team. You know, he hasn't played since 2008. Parker goes in.
That's a great call.
A charge.
That's a great call.
Did he use his right forearm to push off?
If we get a replay of this, Pau Gasol doesn't want to pick up foul two, so he backs off a little, and Parker goes looking for him.
Oh, yeah.
He went straight looking for him, because you can see Gasol, he doesn't want to challenge it.
Yep.
He's almost giving him the chance. He wanted the contact and one. That's a good call by...
Well, it wasn't the elbow either. He just lowered his shoulder and went into him.
Yeah, that's a good call by the official.
Calderon, and hits another one. And every basket that he makes, he looks up into the crowd. Tony Parker went down that time holding his chest.
So the difference here, Calderon there tried to stay on the hip of Parker as that screen was there, and just got caught on the screen. Good call by the official. I much prefer that than the way some of the times the French defense slides underneath that screen on the pick and roll. There's too much shooting talent to do that.
Parker drifts into the lane and hits the little jumper. Ali Traore is going to come in, number 10. And here's Navarro. Well, he is just has such a nose and makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
Well, coming off that curl on the screen, he read it so early. DeColo's obviously got to chase him. He needs a bit of help, DeColo. Whoever's screening for Navarro, whoever's guarding that, needs to help and slow up, because if you don't slow up Navarro, that's if it's not 2 points, it's where he is now on the free throw line. Jeff, we said last night that it took a while for France to find Nicolas Batum, and the same thing, he's taken that 1-3, but he's hardly had a touch offensively. And I really do think they need to have him the ball.
Well, he let the game come to him, and in the end, he finished with 19 points.
Superb game, yeah.
And it was Parker as well who was being the real assertive one, looking for his shot early on. Now maybe Batum will have that chance. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of already a very exciting game. Calderon guarding Parker. Dumps it to Traore on the baseline, and he gets blocked. And the Spain assistant coach, Arenga, former center in the national team, applauds that defense. The big man, Marc Gasol, shoots and hits the set shot.
Right, started with that French thirst. Doesn't get any easier for France, does it?
No, it does not. So Ricky Rubio brings some defense, and he'll be looking to cause some problems for Parker. Parker goes right around him, though, into the lane, and moves in for the kill. So I think it's safe to say he took Rubio to school on that.
Absolutely. He was quick, though, wasn't he? He didn't like slow it up. He just got it and went, and he's so tough when he's got that half a step.
And we're going to see Kevin Serafin come in for France. Rudy Fernandez pulls up and hits that jumper in the lane. Rubio's chasing Parker and keeps falling down. Serafin, just 21 years of age, he'll be coming in. Parker, very shifty. And there's Prince of Spain on the left, and Prince Felipe always comes to support Spain's national teams, especially the basketball teams. He's a huge basketball fan. Parker again, and a steal. Rudy Fernandez up ahead to Navarro, and he takes it all the way, and France knock it away. Good hustle that time. Was it Serafin?
Yeah, well, Serafin got back, and they just stayed with it.
Navarro. Oh, and he hits the three, and he looks up at his wife up in the crowd. He did that against the Macedonians, so that's not a good sign for France. San Emeterio is going to come in, Fernando San Emeterio and Pau Gasol as well. Parker, that was big. That was a three-pointer from right in front of Sergio Scariolo, so he gets it right back.
I tell you, Tony Parker likes the matchup with Ricky Rubio more than he liked the Calderon matchup. He's looked very he thinks he can get what he wants. And the last few plays he has.
Navarro kept the dribble alive. 4 on the shot clock now. 3. And a turnaround three-pointer from Marc Gasol. And Vincent Collet is just going to have to sit down on that one. He doesn't know what to say. Incredible. Final minute of the first quarter. Tony Parker playing well, but France trailing by 8. Batum for 3. Count it! Important shot for the French.
Wow, that's so important that they get Batum going. Great penetration by
Rudy Fernandez, almost an air ball there. And Ricky Rubio inbounds it, or saves it from going out of bounds. Parker over to DeColo. Parker for 3. And Serafin comes in and is fouled by Marc Gasol.
Well, I was just about to say, why did Parker shoot it with 13.6 to go on the clock? They got fouled out with a foul, really. I could say, why did Rudy Fernandez shoot the thing going the other way too? But
so Powell comes back in. Marc Gasol and Juan Carlos Navarro get a breather. Jalabal has come in for France, and he's inbounding it now to Serafin. So Serafin being guarded by Serge Ibaka. I mean, there is some star talent in this game. DeColo puts up a 3. No good, but Traore gets the rebound and misses. So the French go to the bench trailing by 5 points against the defending champions. An elbow has been thrown at, it looked like Rubio. He went down.
Number 6,
Tony Parker just walks away, but they've called grabbing the wrist on Rubio.
Referee's interpretation is
Here
that
we go.
Rubio held his wrist.
And he did. And Parker did free himself, but after he got fouled.
He'll have to leave now the trainer's come on, so.
Well, I'll tell you what, he pretty much had his way with Rubio while he was in there.
Yeah.
And that pretty much capped it. So he's gonna have to come out. And but maybe that's not what France wanted, because they brought Calderon back in. Good hands from Ibaka. So 20 seconds on the shot clock.
With the lineup that France have in the game, I'd expect Pau Gasol to get a lot of touches here. They're going to look to try, I would imagine, to get him the ball, whether Traore or Serafin guards him.
Well, Gasol guards Serafin and goes up. And
That's a good call.
they say no, they say charge. He used his left arm to clear out.
Number 6, Kevin Serafin, the first personal foul.
Wow, maybe I'm wrong. Wow,
That's a tough call.
that's a tough call. I think a normal first look, it looked like he moved he did dip his shoulder, but tough call.
Yeah. And the steal by Nando De Colo. License to thrill. Oh, and he's swatted by Serge
Oh.
Ibaka. Quickly the transition for Spain. Back to Calderon. What a play. We are in for a game.
That's why you naturalize a player when you're still the European champions. Where did Ibaka come from? He's almost like the
Did you
foul
see?
line.
He had to lower his head and shoulder so he didn't slam into the backboard. It was up so high. Unbelievable. Back to a 7-point lead. Now here's Serafin. And he just goes and he gets swatted again by Ibaka. Ibaka's presence has never been this great at the Eurobasket as it is right now, and he is fouled by Serafin.
And I'm going to be real harsh on Serafin now. That is what I was saying about could his experience deal with it? Well, he had Pau Gasol beaten. He just didn't see Ibaka coming to help. If he'd have seen, he had a dump down to Traore for 2, and now he's going to go down the other end and foul Ibaka in transition.
Well, he got him off his feet. It is a learning experience, but at the same time, it was a bit harsh on Serafin having that basket taken away.
Oh, I think so. After initially looking like he did, I think the first call by the official was a bit harsh on him.
But this man right here has said, okay, folks, I've been saving my best for last. Clearly off to his best game at the most important time for Spain.
Well, they love it, don't they? You want to talk about an impact player coming off your bench. Wow, that's impact in the extreme.
One of the leading shot blockers in the NBA, so I don't think anybody's too surprised. But those were spectacular blocks.
And you know, he was composed. He steps and makes the free throws. Wow, what a front of 3 guys they've got with the Gasol and Ibaka. Wow, what a combination.
I mean, France have played not that badly, but they're trailing by 9 points. Is this Spain team just going to be too good? Traore. Jalabal, guarded by San Emeterio, puts up a long one, and it's good. Quality player, Mikal Jalabal.
While he leads the tournament in percentage from the three-point line, that's tough.
He had a great Group B. Calderon for 3 off the back, and Pau Gasol tried that a lot against FAR Macedonia, and not working against the French. And Tony Parker hits a 3. And 2 3-pointers from France, and they're right back. I don't think there's any question, really. We're looking at the 2 best teams here. Navarro. Will they count it? And 1 shot, so they will count it. And again, it's Navarro. They've got to come up with an answer.
See, like no one helped. You know, he came off that little curl off the screen, and Noah just looked at him curl. He didn't bump him and try and slow him up. And it's like leaving Dakota hanging him out to dry on that, because he is arguably one of the best players at reading that screen in the world. He's got to get some help off the person defending the screener.
With Tony Parker up the steal, and Calderon is fouled, and he flirted with an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, really.
But it wasn't called, and I'm glad LaMonica didn't call it, because that can really kill a game.
Difference that, you know, apart from that three in transition, Calderon and Parker, it's a different level than Rubio and Parker.
Yes, it is. Calderon goes baseline and gets in there. Well, Calderon's having himself quite a game.
Jeez.
He's got 9 points already. He doesn't look for his offense as much as he probably would if he was needed. And obviously he senses that he's needed it tonight.
Number 7, Juan Carlos.
He's much more the distributor of this team. First foul, Navarro. I made that comment about the two best teams because in the press conference after the bronze medal game, David Blatt said he felt like still his team was one of the top, you know, could have very easily been in the final. They lost to France, but I don't think his team offensively is as good as either of these teams.
No.
Certainly defensively, the Russians were tough. Another block by Serge Ibaka. Incredible. I think even his teammates on the bench are surprised by how he's completely sending everything back to row H. That never happens to Nicolas Batum. Batum is usually the shot blocker.
Absolutely.
Batum for three. And Calderon gets it. Navarro, alley-oop pass, Pau Gasol. Vincent Collet has called a timeout. Here's another look at it. Gasol calling the foul on Pau. And Marc Gasol is going to come back in.
Substitution Spain. Back in number 13, Marc Gasol.
So Pau Gasol replaced by his brother, and Tony Parker goes to work again, and yet another block by Serge Ibaka. That's 4 blocks. And the foul on Nicolas Batum, and you kind of get the feeling that France did not figure Serge Ibaka into the equation.
Well, obviously not for the first couple, but now they're still doing the same thing, and he's still doing the same stuff to them. Like when Parker, and that was, you know, Parker made a great move and got so deep. There's not many people who can do that to Tony Parker. And Ibaka.
Yeah, he had the ball tapped. That wasn't the most spectacular block.
No, but tremendous athleticism. Now they're going to go in there thinking.
So really, as the free throws go in and push the lead to 12, Serge Ibaka in 6 minutes has 4 blocks. And they are the send the ball in row H variety, 3 of them. Here comes Batum with the two-handed jam. Now that's more like it for Le Bleu. Magnifique.
And that's the point we were making as well about there's no help side on this Spanish team because they trust themselves to contain their man, and Batum just can make things happen, and I think he's been fouled offensively down the other end.
Well, offensive foul turns it back over to the French, and it was on Juan Carlos Navarro.
Second personal foul. Spain 14 fouls.
He's going to sit Navarro down, I think.
Substitution Spain. Back into court number 5, Rudy Fernandez.
I'd like to, if Rudy Fernandez is serious about, being the leading player that Navarro is already for Spain, he's got to do a job now on Batum. Batum's starting to get into the flow of it, and Fernandez has got to put his defense.
Do you think he knows him?
Well, they'll obviously know him, but it's like...
Well, they were teammates in Portland for how many years? 2?
Can he guard him?
3?
That's what he's got to ask himself now.
And another block. 5 blocks from Serge Ibaka.
Give him the ball back. He's run the floor. Give him the ball.
They've given it to him. And the rebound by Noah, but I think he needs to change his name to Serge Ibaka because he has been doing nothing else but blocking shots. I'm sure that somebody else must have thought of that. Diall for 3. Oh, they are nailing the 3-pointers.
Again, he drew 3 Spanish defenders, and they just got to step up and make open shots.
Hey, there were questions about France's ability to knock down that 3, and they've been doing it. But Ibaka, wow. Midway through the gold medal game's second quarter, and the turnover on Batum.
I hope they give that to Calderon. He's defensively, I've always been impressed with Calderon, but today, defensively, he is another level.
He's just had those injury problems. Here he is, floats in, and Noah, a no doubt about it rebound, and hands it off to Tony Parker. Tony Parker shifty, and Calderon grabbed Parker's shirt and got away with it. Here's Noah. Oh, and a travel called against Joakim Noah.
Substitution points. Number 8, Shai Kahuli.
It's interesting. Look at that. I mean, 5 block shots in 8 minutes. And I think we haven't seen the last of his blocks for today. He's going to be double digits at this rate.
Even if they don't, they're close in shots. They're going to make 6 points out of those minimum, and they're right in the game. It's a game-changing part of the game that Ibaka's just delivered.
4 on the shot clock. 3. Rudy puts up the jumper. Good. And Calderon called for the foul. Now, the last time down, he did get away.
Oh, yeah.
With grabbing Parker's jerseys. He ran into the lane. 2 fouls.
The second personal foul.
The bearded Calderon.
Number 15, Victor Sada.
So Victor Sada this time is going to come in instead of Rubio, who is probably still seeing stars after that last confrontation.
Sergio Scariolo, what a just bench of riches he has. Because Sada had a great season for Barcelona in some key games when he was asked to step in and play.
Yeah.
So he goes to his fourth choice, and it's a guy that's latter stages of the EuroLeague.
Kahuli, by the way, is in for France. One of the revelations in that team, number 8. And Navarro comes back in from San Emeterio. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, Sada kind of almost assumed that number 2 point guard, or the starting point guard, wasn't he?
Yeah, at times, yeah.
For Barcelona over Rubio. And Rubio's been under a lot of pressure to live up to the name, Ricky Rubio. Navarro for 3, short. So he misses coming right off the bench, and France a chance to cut into that 9-point deficit. Navarro with the board. Oh, nice, and goes to Serge Ibaka, and the follow was Rudy Fernandez, who just kind of floated in. And Tony Parker loses it in the pressure from Victor Sada. Watch this. No, it was just lost it.
Just a mishandle.
I think Sada knows better than to taunt him. Misread. Navarro thought Ibaka was going to pop to the corner. Don't be too angry with Serge Ibaka, Juan Carlos. He's the main reason why you're on top, 44-33 with that incredible defense. Batum to Diaw, back to Diaw. Kahudi, 5 on the shot clock. Parker in the lane, and the rebound. And Noah was the only French player in there and was able to draw that second foul on Marc Gasol.
The second personal foul.
You've got to credit Noah here, because every time he's been in the game, he's competed so hard on the boards. He's been responsible for Pau Gasol picking up, one of those 2 fouls. He has now drawn another foul on Marc Gasol just because he's going to work in the paint, which is where he earns his living. And he's really playing with a lot of passion on the glass. 8 and 8 is what he has over the tournament.
Yep. Just 1 of 2. 2-time NCAA champion at Florida. Obviously now been in the NBA for, 4 years?
Been part of a major renaissance with the Bulls, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Rudy Fernandez steps back for the 3, and Ibaka gets the hand, but it triggers a fast break for Nicholas Batum. Decides to bring it back and hand it off to Tony Parker, who gets into the lane. And Tony Parker, with the ball on the rim, knocks it away. Rudy Fernandez knocks it away. That's allowed in the international game, and it goes to Gasol. Oh, the hit's cutting Rudy Fernandez. He is really doing it now. Rudy, we've wondered where he's been in this tournament, and it looks like he's brought his A game tonight. Great find, and that is an F game for Rudy. He got him around the neck. Unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Rudy Fernandez, justifiably, and the referee is doing a good job of getting Fernandez away. Watch this. That's a bad foul by Rudy Fernandez. There's no other way you can put it.
Well, the picture just tells you, doesn't it? The picture tells you how bad a foul it was. A lot of concern, understandably concerned faces on those French fans, because as goes Tony Parker, as goes.
And Rudy Fernandez went over to apologize to Tony Parker. I mean, Rudy.
Parker has to come out. I know I know it's a bad rule, but Parker has to come out
because he was laying down.
Because the trainer came in, so he has to come out. And I don't like the fact that the Spanish players are asking for him to go out, but that's the rule. But shouldn't really be down to that. He's got to be subbed.
So they're going to bring in the best free throw shooter.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it hurts.
Maybe it's a good thing for Tony Parker just to take a minute.
Yeah. We've got a technical
foul. We've got
foul.
offsetting technical fouls on.
Technical foul on Fernandez.
So he's gotten a technical as well. What did he say? He got the unsportsmanlike foul.
Someone else got involved, and I don't know if it was Dior or
Batum, was it?
They definitely called it a second tech, and it's just not come up on our.
Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
So those are offsetting, so they won't take any. But to be fair, I mean, Diaw's got to take up for his teammate.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're looking from the outside, and Batum was straight there, Dior was straight there. I thought the referees did a marvelous job. It could have been a flashpoint.
That's a bad foul by Rudy, for not only because it endangers Parker, but you're on top of this team, and you don't need to give that away. you are giving them a chance to get back into the game
Yeah.
with a possible 5-point trip down the floor, and you make them angry. Better hope they don't bring in Serafin. Batum for 3! So it's a 5-point swing. And the coach, Scariolo, has left Rudy Fernandez out there. And Batum seems to have been energized. And he's gonna jam it! Take that, Rudy, he says. Batum, the three-pointer, the dunk, the steal. It's like you didn't want to wake him up, and he is wide awake now. The dangers.
France up the floor, and they're doing it exactly the right way, just showing a bit of pressure and making Spain work for this.
Well, Parker didn't come back in.
That's a good call, though.
Pau Gasol goes in with the left hand, and Victor Sada was there just in case it missed. So that's a good response, I think, from Spain to bring Gasol in and go inside to him immediately. And Diaw's pass out of bounds.
Here's a question for you, though. Nicolas Batum is in a place at the moment where he wants to play.
You got to give him the ball.
Give him the ball.
Give him the rock.
Diaw, he's wide open, standing right in front of us, wide open. Diaw didn't give him the ball.
Here's Navarro. Navarro looks like he's ready. Into Marc Gasol on the baseline. And the foul on Diaw.
He's not covered himself in glory in the last two phases.
Boris Diaw, the second personal foul. Substitution France, Batum, Jordan Parker.
17 seconds remaining because Juan Carlos Navarro has 2 fouls. He's coming out, and they're going to bring in the spectacular defender Ibaka for Gasol after the free throws. Santa Materio is coming in as well, and Rudy Fernandez is going to come out and be replaced by Ricky Rubio.
That's a nice Scariolo there with a quick decision to get Gasol back in for a couple of offenses. He's going to whip him out for the last 17 seconds so he doesn't pull a third foul. It's like we talk about the little things with players, it's the little things with coaches as well. He's making a real contribution to his team effort just in this last minute of play when they got really out of sync with the technical fouls and the unsportsmanlike.
Substitution Spain, number 14.
So Ibaka comes back in for that last defensive stand, and they've also brought Parker in. So hopefully no problems with the neck, Tony Parker. Now, he usually gets the ball at the end of the quarter. Doesn't always finish. Now he gives it to Diaw. And Diaw goes in, and just a crazy shot. And once again, they don't get. He was the dominating figure against FYR of Macedonia in the semifinal, and he did a lot of his damage. He had 17 of his 35 points in that third quarter. And the question is, can France make some inroads here? And the foul on Florent Pietrus. So Spain do not start with Ibaka in the second half, and the second foul on Pietrus. One point about Ibaka is he's doing blocks for UNICEF. So every block that he has in this game goes, raises a lot of money for charity. So maybe that's a little extra incentive.
Well, at the moment, they're making a lot of money out of him, so. So the thing about Pietrus, I thought he did really well at the beginning of the game. I thought the balance with him on the floor was very good for France. He didn't play again after he left. When he left the game after most of the first quarter, he didn't come back. And defensively, I think he gives them something that, and his experience of playing against a lot of these Spanish players could really help France as they try and get themselves back in this game.
Both free throws are good from Navarro. Tony Parker goes to work. He had the nasty incident at the end of the first half. Now Batum, who kind of caught fire there after Parker was the victim of that foul by Fernandez. And Diaw hands it off to Pietrus, who dunks it.
A little bit of deja vu for France in the way they've started the second half. It's the way they started the first.
And Calderon just goes right in and scores. He is having his best game of the Eurobasket. And now Parker goes right to the other end and gets blocked by Gasol. Navarro comes away with it. And the little teardrop from Navarro, no good. Rudy Fernandez bats it out to Marc Gasol. No look inside to Pau Gasol. Oh, a fortuitous bounce right into the hands of Rudy Fernandez. So Lady Luck smiling on Spain here. And Florent Pietrus took exception to being pushed.
Pau Gasol just dumped him on his backside, and so they lock arms, and he just
oh, he did.
Yeah.
Watch.
Now,
Pau,
let's have a look.
it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad, but
I think France can use this to fire themselves up, but they don't want to lose their concentration.
they've called technical fouls on both, I think.
Wow, so a lot of technical fouls on Pietrus, and Calderon is who they called it on.
Got the foul. Well, that's quite fortunate for Spain.
Well, Boris Diaw goes right down the lane.
They didn't want that technical foul to be called on Pau Gasol. That would have been foul 3 for him.
Well, you know, these teams met 2 years ago in Poland, and France were undefeated at the time, and Spain really whipped them. Of course, Noah wasn't with France at that time, and France haven't forgotten that. So maybe they'll use that as extra inspiration here in the second half. Tony Parker goes in, Noah goes up and keeps it alive, and it stays with France. See the French fans right there in the corner. That's where Noah's dad, sister, all the family members, I think, are sitting. Here's Batum. And Batum and Noah keeps it alive, and Calderon bats it out to Diaw. And it goes to Noah. And the friendly bounce. And Vincent Collet tells his players to come up. Was he asking for some full court pressure?
No, I think he just wants them out, a little bit more pressure, because they're letting Spain run this, whatever they want. So there's more hands and more pressure on the ball now, which is much better.
They cut it inside, and Marc Gasol unsuccessful. Great job by Pietrus. Tony Parker, lightning quick off the glass. And Pietrus is hurt.
They need him because he defensively gives them something that no one else can on that French bench.
Well, he's limping just a little, but I think he's okay now. Calderon now, it's a 7-point game, and you feel the momentum shifting. And I wonder if a certain Serge Ibaka will get off the bench here pretty soon. Noah pushing Pau Gasol out, gets the foul.
Just put his hand in the back. He's going to get enough trouble guarding Gasol without giving him an easy one, like an easy foul like that. Watch, there, and there. Much better by France. I know that they don't need to get the cheap fouls, and Batum's asking for the push. That's what Collet was asking for, more pressure, so that Spain just can't run their stuff and get too easy a look. But with 6:41 to go, France have committed 5 team fouls.
Did you see an elbow there?
No. I don't really see anything. All I saw was Batum a little bit chasing a little too closely. And if you think about the 5 fouls, there was the one tech, pretty avoidable maybe. The push in the back with 2 hands that was right in front of the official.
I don't think the French have forgotten the foul on Tony Parker by Rudy Fernandez.
Well, they could feed off that. They need to get that momentum swing back, because Spain have just quashed it again.
Well, 14 of 15 at the line. Tony Parker and Pietrus and Noah were in there battling for the board. Tony Parker reaches in, almost comes up with a steal, but Rudy Fernandez gets it to Juan Carlos Navarro. Bounce pass. Oh, what a passing game by Spain! Noah was fouled by Marc Gasol.
Number 13, Marc Gasol.
So that's number 3, and I think we might see Ibaka come in now.
Sort of hush goes over the gym looking at the Spanish bench.
And Batum trying to post up Navarro. Now he comes up top. And he gets the wide open look from 3. No good. They shot the ball so well in the first half from 3-point range. You wonder if they can keep it up. I mean, they're 6 of 13 now. At halftime, they were 6 of 10. So they've missed their first 3 here in the second half.
They did a lot of penetration in the first half, and at the moment it's just get it and try and go up early.
Oh, Noah swatted Pau Gasol. How often do you see that? Parker back outside to the open Jalabal. He hits a 3. Here come the Blues.
Well, Gaines of that penetration, got to the keyway, kicked it out to the open man. And as we said before, Jalabal leads the tournament in 3-point percentage. With that much time, he's going to make it.
Navarro tries to answer, and Noah, who swatted Gasol, gets the rebound with authority. Diol, suddenly you feel the French coming back into it. And Noah has brought France now to within 6 points.
Things will go well for France if Noah makes the perimeter shot. You know, he's not made enough.
Well, he was wide open.
Yeah, he had to take it, and he made it.
Navarro puts up a 3. Good! And Navarro looks up at the crowd. Watch.
You don't guard, you can't guard that. That's just, the step back is too quick. 20 points for Navarro. If it carries on like this, he's not the MVP. I don't know who is.
Well, the steal, Navarro again, or rather Calderon, knocked it away, and Calderon goes in unmolested, but Batum blocked it, but after it hit off the backboard. You feel, here we go, look,
Yep.
You feel France are not that far away, but I mean, this game has the same energy and the pace that that gold medal game had at the Olympics in 2008 between Spain and the USA. And this is what everybody was hoping this game would be like.
Key moment for Spain now with Calderon on the bench. They've got to maintain what they've got.
Oh, Parker just shook Rubio.
Schooled him again.
Here he
And
goes.
again.
Batum for 3. And strong rebound from Pau Gasol. Now Marc Gasol goes in. Good defense from Boris Diol. And the foul on Nicolas Batum. Tough foul on him because he kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. Or he didn't fumble it. It was knocked away by Boris Diol.
Substitution, France. Back in the back, number 4. Substitution, Spain. Back in number 14, Serge Ibaka.
The blockers in.
Serge Ibaka. Well, Spain are doing a good job at the free throw line as well.
They've only just won the whole game. That's 15 from 16. Marc Gasol makes this. That's 5 guys in double figures.
And you know that French defense was really tough in the early going in Group B. They really caused a lot of problems for some good teams. But Spain are an offensive juggernaut. Tocolo, bounce pass to Noah, escaped him. Quickly to Rudy Fernandez, who pulls it back out for the 3. Rims out. Tocolo fouled by Navarro. Is that number 3 on Navarro?
Yep.
Number 7, the third personal foul. Substitution, France.
Scariolo's leaving Navarro in. Not going to take him out with 3:16 to go in the third.
Traore comes in. I think this is possibly where Spain have a decided advantage, though, is in that low post. you've got Ibaka now guarding Traore, and he can drop off and help. Here he is. Well, I guess he made me eat my words. Because
but Traore threw that over his shoulder without almost getting anywhere near square or looking at it.
I don't think Ibaka's ever seen anything like it. Navarro,
Oh my word.
he is just, look, he raises his hands up to the crowd. Magnificent player. And he has been for Spain for so long. Traore, now that is not a good shot. And Vincent Collet will not be happy with that, with his team down by 13 points. Rudy Fernandez off the rim. Now Nando. Traore into Noah. 5 on the shot clock. Now Jalabal goes right at Rudy and scores with ease.
That's very poor defense from Fernandez here. Lets him spin back to the middle.
Yule's going to come in. Sergio Yule as well as Pau Gasol. Navarro from the corner. Shows he's human.
They're only 11 down here, and they've had a poor quarter. Count it goes.
Oh, they're going to count that. Now Rubio. So they give continuation, and Scariolo can't believe that.
That's an NBA continuation again.
Watch. There's the foul.
He wasn't in control of the ball. Definitely wasn't going up when he was fouled. It was on the floor. I was just about to say it was only like an 11-point game. They're now going to cut it to an 8-point game. And while however good Spain have been, France have struggled in this quarter. So this is far from done, because at some point Tony Parker's going to get going quickly and Batum will come back. France have got a real chance if they can just hang around for the next, definitely for the next 120.
Navarro tries to find space, puts up the 3, and never thought I'd say it, but he's taking a bad shot there.
Yeah.
Parker, it to Traore, and blocked by Pau Gasol. Now Navarro, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, and Sergio Yule scores in transition.
That's such a poor shot down the other end, wasn't it? Just to start the break.
Parker drives, fouled.
Traore can't consider himself to be an early offensive option for this team. Doesn't matter that they're a bit short of offensive options at the moment. But like, he's shooting it, and Giabali and DeColo haven't touched it. And that was just like a shot to start a fast break drill for the Spanish there. Been a little bit critical of Ruby. He came out there shrugging his shoulders. Well, you know, he's just up against some good guys and he just got beat, so the coach has to try someone else, and he's got to sit down and think about it and get ready to go again.
And get some encouraging words from Marc Gasol. Tells him to keep his head up, his chin up. Well, Sada comes in to replace him, Rubio's Barcelona teammate.
It's a nice stat. If you're a coach, you start 5 guys and they'll get double figures.
Gasol had that shot blocked by Noah, and I'm not sure what you can do if you're Noah in that situation.
The only thing you can do is not pick up the earlier silly one, where you know, now he's on 3, whereas this would have been 2. Now he's in a problem where he's on 3 fouls. There's still 10 minutes to go in the game. If he goes out, the French haven't got an option to replace him.
10-point advantage. And Navarro Navarro comes out, replaced by Rudy Fernandez. The final 30 seconds here of the third quarter. Nando De Colo quickly. Oh, out of control. Now back to Rudy, and they have the last shot of the third quarter, unless France can force a steal. Five on the shot clock. Alley-oop, and it goes to Victor Sada. And I'm not sure. Okay, I thought maybe he was saying there was a foul, but what a play. And really, whoa! Did you see that? Nando De Colo almost threw it in. Traore goes in and scores, uses the backboard.
And that's what he should be looking at, getting those early, not shooting 14, 12-foot jump shots after one pass. That's a tough finish.
Well, Serafin has come in. He's guarding Gasol. These guys, for both teams, have been living together all summer. So they're like families, and you can tell Serafin desperately wants to give something to France here. The biggest game they've really played in ever since the Olympics in 2000. Sada back to Gasol, and Gasol's shot takes the lead even further. It's the biggest lead of the game now. Traore dumps it. Jalabal, nowhere to go, turns it over, triggers a fast break, and here is Sada yet again. Now it's 15 points, and France get a timeout.
I'm sure if you ask Tony Parker and people like that about winning your first NBA title, it's the same thing, getting over that hump so you're used to winning.
Foul on Serge Ibaka.
The first personal foul.
Still, unless he's hurt, Florent Petrus, when they're this many points down, his defense could spark, a couple of turnovers or something like that to try to, get some momentum. They're going to have to decide if they go big or small here, whether Jabali stays or whether Traore stays. But I think Petrus has to come back.
Parker gets into the lane and draws the foul by Sada. So 2 quick fouls here on Spain.
Number 15, Victor Sada.
Serge Ibaka was looking for another charity block there. He was already coming across for that one.
Parker gets the block and now hands it off to Noah. And Noah shows that left-handed shot that he's been working on. Uses the glass.
That's a nice finish. Under control.
Who's coaching him that? And Noah picks up foul number 4.
We're going to have a look at this. It's either a very soft call or a crazy decision by Noah. That's a soft call. In the block, bumping him off the block. It was a bit blatant, but it happens every time.
And Rudy Fernandez in. Ibaka battling, and the ball winds up with Traore. Now Parker, another chance to score to cut into that deficit for France. Traore goes in, and there's just no way around it for him. He's fortunate to get it back, but then he tries to Go one-on-one, and it's Rudy Fernandez.
It's another one of those mental lapses by Traore. Did a nice job, got blocked, got it back, and then he should have just kicked it to someone who can handle it and not try to handle it himself.
Yeah, he'll come out for that. And Parker.
They needed those, didn't they? They needed to stop that little surge that Spain had.
Spain does have a surge. Serge Ibaka. Yule. Noah very close to getting number 5. Gasol from the corner and hits the 3. And he looks up at the Spanish fans. Now the lead, its biggest, 16 points. Tony Parker drifts in. No good. Pau Gasol with the rebound, and Spain really in command at the moment. Well, we had that huge episode late in the first half when Tony Parker was fouled by Spain's Rudy Fernandez, and they got 5 quick points to get to within 5 or 4, but now they're trailing big time. And you can just feel kind of the game getting away from him, can't you?
Like the energy just saps out of the gym almost, and they need a momentum play here. Someone's got to come up with a play that gets them going. Defensively, I think Batum or Noah, something defensively to get them going. Now they've got to run.
Fernandez bails him out with a bad shot and spin move, and Parker just trying to get to the free throw line. And he'll get 2 shots. Pietrus coming in, and Dial as well. Timeout Spain. They're leading at 84-68. Tony Parker's going to have to come up with the game of his life over the next. Yep, Victor Sada, some big moments here for him. Tony Parker, though, with a chance to get into that big deficit. So it gets it back to 15. And you're right, it needs to start on the defensive end. And you think with Spain, they don't really hang around, do they? I mean, it's not like they're going to hold the ball.
No.
So if they can miss some shots, maybe Spain can, maybe France can pressure the ball a little bit. And they've got Pietrus now guarding Sada. That is foul number 5 for Pietrus, so he didn't last very long. Now they're going to have to bring in Charles Cahoudi, who's very good, but you can just see the looks on the French players' faces. It's almost like they've lost it. Yeah, it's a look of resignation, which is you'd like them to see, let's have a go at this. They're only down 14. Navarro gets into the lane, and Batum bats it off the backboard, gets the rebound. Now Tony Parker shows his incredible ball handling skills. And Boris Diaw goes up and makes it a 12-point game. Noah's got the 4 fouls, so they've got that to contend with as well. And Batum fouls Navarro.
And for me, the last 2 fouls have been mid-court fouls. If they're not going to go up the floor and press the ball, then they're wasting those fouls around the halfway line. Navarro comes off a screen. They've just got to. It's only 12 points. There's still 5 minutes to go. They don't have to foul that badly.
Calderon's in to see out the finish. He hands it off to Gasol, and ball goes out of bounds, and it goes to Spain. Navarro to Gasol, 3 on the shot clock. Navarro and fouled on the perimeter. And it's called on Cahoudi.
Give him shots for that. Give him 3 shots for that. I think it was on the dribble, but so.
They're saying that it wasn't shooting. So you don't want to foul, first of all, late in the shot clock, but Navarro is so good that he gets you, to where you've got to foul him.
But again, that's the third foul in quick succession. 20 over, like closer to the sideline, closer to the halfway line. They haven't fouling Navarro while he's shooting as well. It's, give him the points. Just give him another point, let him amass another total. 25 points. He's gone, 35, and now he's got 25 in the semi-final and the final.
Diall puts up a three and gets it back.
It's a 12-point game. Why are they looking as though they don't feel it?
Well, Diall looks like he's up for it, certainly. And Diall reaches in. So 15 on the shot clock. Calderon calls the play. And good hands by Cahuti. Almost forces the turnover.
Spain are going to be a bit, they can't get too protective of the lead. France can score in a hurry with the guys they've got, so they've still got to be aggressive, Spain.
Calderon right down Broadway, and he dunks it. Nobody picked him up.
Cahuti just looked around for help, no help there at all.
Tony Parker for three. And Noah kept it alive. Back to Diall. Over to Diall. Now Cahuti. Spain guarding on the perimeter, not giving away the three. And tough shot from Diall. Scrapping, and Marc Gasol comes down with it. 3:45. Well, it was an electric first half. And midway through the third quarter, but Spain right now are threatening to blow this thing wide open. Gasol, the turnaround, no good. Now Tony Parker in the open floor, and Navarro uses his fourth foul to stop the fast break.
That stat there, by comparison to what we've just said about where France have fouled, Navarro's 4 fouls, three of them have been stopping easy baskets. He's used his fouls. Everything about Juan Carlos Navarro says he understands exactly where he is, what he's doing.
Parker dribbles, pulls up, out to Diall. He's hit 1-3. Nope. And Noah goes up for the rebound.
I think that might be it. Yep.
And they call the foul on Joakim Noah. So his Eurobasket is going to come to an end. And a frustrating exit for him. And he looks and applauds the French fans. And comes over and says, gives the exchanges low fives. It's tough, even if Joakim Noah going up against Spain. That's what it boils down to. So Serafin comes in for him.
Gasol.
1-2 for Marc Gasol. Parker. Clock is definitely the enemy. Parker drives in and gets the easy basket. Well, Tony Parker has now got 26 points. I don't think he could have done much more. And Boris Diall forces the turnover. It's going to go to France. And good no call by the referees there. That was good defense.
Yeah, excellent. Again, though, extended, trying to get a steal, trying to turn it over. 2:43 to go. With 5:40 to go, maybe, but don't know if there's enough time now. Parker really needs to get hot.
Well, they give it to Serafin. And gets blocked by Pau Gasol. And that's experience.
Absolutely. That's what he's going to look back at this game, and he's going to look at those situations and learn from them. 10 blocks for Spain to the 1 for France. 10 blocks. That's a hell of a stat.
It is indeed. Navarro puts it up like only Juan Carlos Navarro can. And again, he looks over at the crowd, at the bench. He hasn't been as dominant as he was against FR Macedonia, but then again, you look at it and he's got 27 points. He is always awesome. And the ball knocked out of the hands of Parker. And Calderon goes up and scores. And Tony Parker looking as if saying he got fouled. We're going to see Felipe Reyes and Victor Claver coming into the game. And that's what it's come to. You've got two great players just getting into the game for Spain. They're that good. Marc Gasol over to Rudy Fernandez. And I don't think those guys are going to play very much unless the clock stops.
Spain need to score. That'll probably be the most likely way for the clock to stop.
And he goes up. Gasol, his brother, follows. Now Batum in the open court to Kevin Seraphin. Over to Diaw. Kahudi for three. Good. So with 1:09, Felipe Reyes, Victor Claver come into the game. Reyes comes in for Marc Gasol, and Claver is going to come in. And France giving up the ghost here because they're going to bring in Steed and Andrew Albasi. Chika Mboud coming in at guard number 14. That's a tough name to say right there.
Chika Mboud. I'm glad you said it first.
Well, it was a gallant effort from France for about, I'd say, 28 minutes. And really their intensity, they seemed to drop. Spain just grew in confidence. Now Juan Carlos Navarro is going to try to set up his teammates, and Felipe Reyes comes in and hits the jump shot. And why not? They've got 96 points. That's a lot of points, isn't it?
For a championship game.
Victor Claver fouled Andrew Albasi. And that gives Juan Carlos Navarro a chance to come out of the game. And listen to the applause he's going to get.
Wow, the whole crowd. This is a crowd that understands basketball. They're on their feet for Juan Carlos Navarro.
I would be shocked if he didn't get MVP.
This Lithuanian crowd just stood for Juan Carlos Navarro.
He's hugging everybody, including Marc Gasol. Great friends with the Gasol family. Grew up with Pau and that Spain team. As Andrew Albasi makes the free throw, and the cheers now are for Lietuva, Lithuania. It's been an amazing Eurobasket. 24 teams, like we said, a long 3 weeks. Seraphin with the offensive rebound and putback. 96-83. San Emeterio gets it to Reyes. Thought about it. And gets it to Rudy, and Rudy goes in and scores. So Spain with 98 points, 98-83. And really for France, you know, defense is supposed to be their staple. To give up 98 points, that's not a good sign. That's indicative, isn't it?
Well, he's given it the last two plays. He's given examples of what this guy could do when he starts to understand the game.
Well, Spain are just going to see out the final 3 seconds because yet again, Spain have won the gold medal, the second time in a row at the Eurobasket.